Hello, Leo. Welcome to your November 16th through 30th tarot forecast. All the messages that come through may resonate for your sun, moon, rising, or your north node. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, links will be listed below. But let's get into your messages, Leo. We are dealing with Mercury retrograde the 16th through the 30th. And Mercury went retrograde in Sagittarius on November 9th. It's going to retrograde back into a Scorpio on the 18th. It's going to go direct in Scorpio on the 29th. And so as you can see, you're really dealing with that Mercury retrograde energy the second half of November. And retrograde always brings back unfinished business. Things from the past where you need closure or healing or understanding, or maybe even it's time to have a second chance at something. All right, whatever's coming back, it's coming in for purpose and relevance, and that's your primary energy. And also remember, there can be a lot of miscommunication during a Mercury retrograde, especially moving through Scorpio, and then mistakes and errors are more likely to happen. So double and triple check your work, and if you are in a drive-through, check your order before you drive away. All right, let's get into this, Leo. Let's see what is happening for you guys November 16th through 30th. Okay, so you got Capricorn with IUs. So this is a very empowering energy, Leo. It's overcoming. Okay, and very interesting. On the bottom, you've got Cancer with I feel, and Capricorn and Cancer are on the same axis. They are, opposite energies on the same axis. And so this on the top, this on the bottom, you are coming into a place of balance through this second half of November. And I do feel it has a lot to do with this Mercury retrograde energy, because Capricorn is very strong, very resilient, very hardy, will persevere, will always get things done. And Cancer is very loving and nurturing and healing and empathic. Okay, so it's like you're gaining strength, but you're also receiving some sort of emotional healing, with these two cards being your predominant astrological influence for the second half of November. Stronger than ever, but more in tune than ever with this Cancerian energy. And I do see you guys finally overcoming. All right, Leo, something that's been very heavy on your heart is finally lifting. You're overcoming it. Where you felt weak, you're now feeling strong. Where you maybe were struggling to forgive and forget, now you're letting go. If you've been struggling to get over a relationship, the second half of November may bring you the medicine you need to fully heal, let go, and move on from that connection. Because Sagittarius is spiritual energy and healing. Scorpio is intuitive, psychic, empathic. And that's what Mercury's moving through. Well, retrograding through, I should say. Okay, you're going to start seeing things differently. Yes. It's through that overcoming. Next is autumn energy, just for you. So it's something manifesting here. And moon phase, repeating cycles. Okay, so we are having the Scorpio new moon on, I believe, is it the 19th? I believe it's the 19th. Let me just double check. Scorpio new moon, yes, November 19th, 2025. Okay, so that new moon is significant for you because you're having this experience with this Mercury retrograde energy. New moons are all about opening doors, new paths, setting your intentions. And with this moon phase, repeating cycles where you've been stuck in a loop, Leo, you're coming out of that. And it's the Mercury retrograde and it's this Scorpio new moon energy. Okay? You're gonna change your mind, change of heart. You're gonna see things through new eyes, and this could very well happen because something is coming in that feels like a big blessing for you. Because Mercury retrograde can also bring back blessings that we didn't receive, that were owed energetically, karmically. Okay, and so there's some good coming in, and this is going to be different for each of you. This is just a general reading, okay? But something's manifesting, and through that, you're able to see yourself, your circumstances, or a past situation through new eyes. And it's because of that new perception that you're able to break out of some sort of repeating pattern, repeating loop in your life, whether that was mental energy or emotional energy. Just kind of repeating the same thing over and over. You're breaking out of some sort of like loop, repeat. And that brings so much healing and liberation, okay? So sometimes when we're trying to get over something, some days we feel absolutely amazing. Like, who cares? I'm over that person. I'm living my best life. And then a day passes and you're in your feelings. You heard a song, it triggered you, you had a dream about the person, or you felt lonely going to sleep, like whatever it was, and you kind of feel like you revert back. Some of you, that's the loop that you've been stuck in, really trying to get over somebody. Now, this retrograde is going to help connect the dots for you. Because remember, retrogrades bring us closure and healing. And there's a significant thing that has taken place in your life, and this retrograde is like stirring up the energy for the transmutation of it, the release of it, which allows you to see things so much differently, and it all kind of gets kicked off from this manifestation that's coming in for you. So let's pull some more cards. And I'm getting something with this Capricorn new moon as well. Hold on. Let's see. When's Capricorn's? Okay, Capricorn's next new moon is January 18th, 2026. Okay, so between now, second half of November, to that new moon in Capricorn in January, there are bigger changes coming, okay? It starts now, the second half of November, but there's more to come through December and January. Because even December 22nd is the start of Capricorn season, and this is card 22. So it's happening now. There's also stuff taking place for you during Capricorn season and in conjunction with that Capricorn new moon in January. Yeah, look at that. New direction. So with this perception shift, you're going to decide to move in a new direction. And again, something that has been heavy on your heart that you've been unable to heal from, to get over, you're finally moving beyond it, Leo. It's not going to haunt you anymore. It's not going to be such a heavy burden on your heart. Yes, look at that. Sprout with breakthrough. Oh, what's that song? It's by Daughtry. I think it's Over You. That song just popped in my head. The lyric, the day I thought I'd never get through, I got over you. That just like totally jumped out at me as I flipped the breakthrough card for you guys. So, yes, some Leos are finally getting over a sad, heavy, or broken heart. And you're feeling excited again about life. And, it doesn't always have to just be attached to a person. There's just different things that happen and play out in our lives. And it can just hurt and feel heavy and feel unfair and feel like a burden. Okay? You're getting over anything that you've been struggling with like that. And because of that, you're moving in a new direction. And this manifestation creates a breakthrough. And then look at this, skull bones with haunted thoughts. That's part of this repeating cycle. There's been some sort of fear-based energy that's been holding you back, been holding you in place, but you're overcoming it, Leo. Just think right now, where in your life are you struggling the absolute most? And you feel like something's just kind of on repeat. That's where you're going to have this breakthrough the second half of November with that Mercury retrograde energy. And from that, you're moving in a new direction. All right, justice, truth. So things really balancing out for you. Nice. You got the Sun with positivity. So 2 major arcana. 2 of Cups, relationships. Ace of Swords, understanding. Look at that total breakthrough, Leo. And for a lot of you, this has something to do with a relationship, but it's general reading. So for others of you, it's other unfairnesses or injustices you feel that you've gone through. And yeah, 5 of Swords, where you have felt very defeated, okay? Like I said, many of you, this has to do with a relationship. It's connected to a relationship. But for others of you, it's definitely about some injustice that just set you back, that made you question your faith. When you feel like you've been doing everything right and living an honest life, being true, and then all of a sudden all this funky bad stuff happens, it can really make you question your faith. Because it's like, why is this happening to me? Some of you, I feel that strongly with the 5 of Swords, just so defeated. Like, what? Why is this happening to me? I don't understand. And now you're going to see the truth of it. I feel like it was more of a course correction for you onto something better, okay? And with the relationship stuff, whatever happened in this connection, whether with friendship, family, or romance, you're overcoming it, okay? So, as a general reading, Leo, some of you are separated from this person, and it's been a really heavy burden on your heart for quite some time. And that's finally healing. And it doesn't have to mean you guys are talking again or reconciling. It's just you're finally getting over them. Ace of Swords, breakthrough, sprout, breakthrough, new direction, perception shift. All right, so it's being very, and then the Sun, illumination, enlightenment, the truth, revelation. You're finally seeing things so differently, and you're able to heal and walk away. For others of you, this absolutely could be a relationship in your life at present, and it just kind of feels like it's been stuck in this repeating loop, and this repeating loop brings some challenge, brings some struggle. And with that, I feel there is some breakthrough in communication, in understanding each other, and things just very naturally shifting and changing for both you and the other person involved. Okay, so it's all about healing, especially around relationships. And because it's retrograde, Some of you, this could be somebody returning back into your life because they're all stirred up from this Mercury retrograde energy and they're thinking about you and they want to make things right with you, or they want another chance with you, or they want to rebuild a relationship with you. Whatever is unfolding here, like how this personally relates, you are feeling vindicated. You're feeling healed. You're feeling positive, optimistic, blessed. Okay? Energy's finally in balance, or finally feeling healed over a relationship in the Ace of Swords. Big time breakthrough. And no longer feeling defeated through the Five of Swords. You know what else, Leo? Some of you may absolutely receive a confession of love. Okay? It may be that you kind of have your heart for somebody else, but like they're not in your life, or they just play games or something like that. And there may be somebody this second half of November that is actually professing their love for you, Leo. And because of that, you're like, you know what? I like you. You're cute. You're open. You're available. You're interested in me. Why not? I'm going to give this a shot. And that's the change of direction, the shift in perception. And this could even go, again, where it's like you're dealing with somebody, or you're dealing with a broken heart, and there's somebody like around you in your life, whether this is like a neighbor or a friend of a friend, you know, just there's so many different ways you could be connected to somebody, right? And you're kind of noticing them, and you decide that, you know what, I'm just going to put myself out there with this person and see if they're interested. And I do feel they are. And it allows you to move in a new direction away from that person that broke your heart, or that you've been feeling a lot of emotion about, a lot of heaviness about. So definitely something about some love confessions here. Also, Leo, somebody could be expressing the truth of things, like the truth that they've been holding back from you about different stuff. If you get any sort of confessions like that, it's again because this Mercury retrograde is really stirring them up. But I do feel some of that as well. Like people just opening up to you left and right, Leo, and you're like, whoa, this is more than I wanted to know. Like people using you like confession, okay? Like they're just trying to unload, like trauma dump, you know, all the different stuff they've felt bad about, they've felt guilty about. It doesn't even have to be that it directly pertains to you. It's like they're just trying to unload, unleash, get it all out because of how they're feeling inside. And for whatever reason, they're looking at you, Leo, like Leo's a good listener, Leo's trustworthy, I can share all of this, and you're just kind of left a little bit stunned. Okay, some of you, this is some bit of confession of truth, of something they've been holding back from you. Others of you, this definitely could be a confession of love. What has been hidden is now coming to the light for Leo. And again, that could also impact you shifting perception, moving in a new direction, having a breakthrough. But what the fear-based energy, what haunts you, you're really moving beyond that this second half of November. Yeah, moving on. Six of Swords. You're moving on where you've been trying to hold on and not let go. You're finally being released from that. And then energy moves very quickly with this Knight of Swords. And this journey is coming to an end. And see, this is where either life threw some curveballs, or this is connected to a relationship and it's just been a hard battle for you. And you keep moving forward, you're trying to be positive, you're trying to be optimistic, but you definitely have your battle wounds about you. But 9 of Wands is also a message of you will persevere. Same with Capricorn right there. Okay, you will persevere, and that sits under the Ace of Swords. Yeah, and then look at that, the 10 of Swords. The hardest part is over, okay? Whatever facilitated the 5 of Swords journey in your life now comes to an end. And then this is so interesting. Look at, we've got the Devil on the bottom, okay? And the very next card on the top is the Hierophant. So it's like good versus bad, good versus evil, the darkness against the light, okay? Like the Sagittarius, the energy of the light, Scorpio, the energy of shadow. Scorpio is associated with shadow energy, okay? And it's like the transmutation of those energies is taking place for Leo. And also the Devil is the card that represents Capricorn in the tarot. And so you have been going through it in one way or another. But there's, as you walk through the shadow, there's a deeper spiritual lesson that you're learning and that you're working on through that journey. And we also see that with the 9 of Wands. But with the 10 of Swords right there at the end, it's the end of this lesson, of this journey, of this cycle. We also see that with the moon phase card because you've got Ace of Swords. And this is truth, clarity, and breakthroughs. And then we also got the breakthrough with the Sprout, okay? So it's like the darkness versus the light, and the light is going to prevail. And so your experience transforming into strength and wisdom. And oh my gosh, look at what's sitting right under the Hermit, the Ace of Swords again, okay? And the Hermit being on a journey, learning and growing and expanding, and you're only wiser and stronger for the journey that you've been on. And then here, the Ace of Swords, the new path, the new beginning, the breakthrough, the shift in perception, the healing that you need. All right, look at that, major life change. Time is right for major life changes as a new lifestyle or location brings great joy and a trouble-free existence. So what's been heavy on you is being lifted. And then don't forget, Leo, romance, the very next card. I was going to say, don't forget, I do feel there are confessions coming in, okay? Like people just really opening up to you and sharing stuff that maybe you don't even want to know about, okay? Like their own stuff, and then like just gossip and information they have on other people, and they're just opening up to you. And then also, I do feel some Leos, you're getting this love confession where somebody is like, hey Leo, I'm all about you, and you know, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that. And it's exactly what you need at the perfect time. And your past just kind of starts falling away. And where your thoughts were haunted, you're really overcoming that with this Ace of Swords energy. All right, so there's a lot going on for you guys this second half. And remember, all of this also extends through Capricorn season for some reason. Okay, so those are your messages, Leo. Again, if you would like a personal reading with me, links will be listed below. I am sending you so much love and light. Take care.